Welcome. This is your friend, the Connoisseur, and today on the Comics That Changed Comics, we'll be looking at Neal Adams Batman. Now, you may not be aware of Neal Adams' influence on the industry, but his realistic anatomy and depiction of Batman actually changed the art style of comics forever. Thanks to Neal Adams, we have artists like Jim Lee or Alex Ross, and many others who have joined the comic book industry and have really redefined the art style. Because before that, we had artists such as the masters at EC Comics or even Jack Kirby, but they always drew in this comic book style. Neal Adams drew in a realistic style that really changed the industry. So let's look at some of the artwork he did. As you can see, he did a lot of Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and World's Finest, and people really responded to his art style, calling it the true Batman. And as you can see, he's really good at anatomy and realistic art. One of my favorite comics from Volume 1 is Batman and Sergeant Rock. I did a previous video on Sergeant Rock, and this is a Brave and the Bold with Batman and Sergeant Rock. It's actually Batman during World War II teaming up with Sergeant Rock to stop a delivery of a nerve agent, I believe. And it's a really good comic. But that wasn't the end of Neal Adams' contributions by doing a realistic Batman. In fact, he created some characters, or at least co-created some characters, and he brought darkness to Batman. He was the first one to reintroduce darkness to Batman. As you can see, there's this supernatural couple who ultimately end up dying of extreme old age by the end of the comic. And Neal Adams' influence actually extends further on Batman than just his run. He actually, after much pestering by Frank Miller, gave Frank Miller a job, which allowed him to do the artwork on Daredevil and eventually reinvigorate Batman even further with reinvigorate Batman with The Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year One, as well as several other Batman projects. Neal Adams also came up with the character Man-Bat. As you can see, the art of Man-Bat is really good. The design is really good, and Man-Bat was such an influential character that he was in the first issue, not the first issue, the first episode of Batman the Animated Series. And he would return, as would many others. Anyway, so let's go to Volume 3. He would also, with Denny O'Neil, help create one of Batman's true arch nemesis, Ra's al Ghul. As you can see here, they are dueling. I don't know if you can tell, but they have swords there. I hate this oh, there we go. I hate this camera, but what can you do? Anyway, it's a great fight, and Neal Adams actually drew one of the most iconic panels that many artists have tried to recreate, but always seem to fail, and that is Batman and his kiss with Talia al Ghul. And then he walks away with the defeated Ra's taking him to prison, leaving Talia behind. But yeah. Neal Adams' influence cannot be understated. He even did a more realistic version of Joker, as you can see here. Joker's iconic laughing, just madness. So, one of the things I love about this cover in Volume 3 is that it's Batman. He's leaning over the abyss with one hand on a breaking pipe about to fall off into the abyss. That is totally Batman in one image. So anyway, Neal Adams Batman, he co-created Man-Bat, Ra's al Ghul, and really set the comics industry ablaze with a new type of art style. So, if you want to check out these stories, there is 3 volumes. This is the first volume. This is the image of the first volume. This is the image of the second volume. And this is the image of the third volume. If you want, seek these out. I got them for about $50 a piece. I don't know what they go for now. Maybe I should have researched that. But Neal Adams Batman is one of the more influential Batman runs. And if you like Batman, if you just like good comic art, if you like good storytelling, check it out. I met Neal Adams a couple of times. He seems really nice. I don't know him personally, but one of his greatest pieces of advice says, don't try to be better than the worst. Always strive to be better than the best. And for a time in comics, Neal Adams was the best and may still be the best. So, yeah. Remember, always strive to be the best. Words to live by. This is your friend the Connoisseur signing off. If you like this video, comment, like, share, subscribe, and always take care of yourself. Buy good comics.